Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux. Just making sure my final camera angles are good, my microphone's turned on, and I have both chat places turned on. So I do have Hex Chat today. I remembered. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. So how is everybody doing today? People keep on sending me these articles about Librem 5, and so I decided, all right, it's about time. Let's talk about this. Hopefully it pans out, but so far it looks like it's going to be a train wreck. I hope it pans out, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right. Let's see. We got Black Rose. STL's my papa. I don't remember having kids. Was it that night? No. All right. Hello. How's it going there? Mirror 3K. How's it going there? Alex Gnu. How are you? Ooh, I made a rhyme. I'm a poet. I didn't even know it. Leo, greetings. How's it going there? Apparently Leo was picked up by the mob. He jumped in, said something, and then his message was retracted and he disappeared. Leo, are you still there? Leo, blink twice if you're okay. All right, so Alex says they rushed the product out due to pressure they put on themselves. Truly baffled that people still have pre-orders, and though they admitted the first batches that are being sent out are done. Yep. Hello, Ricky. Hello, Farron OS. Is it Tectonic? How's it going there, Tectonic? How's it going there? No one has talked about it. So nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Oh, do I have a blank screen? Yes, I do. Nothing. All right, we're back. I don't have my mic over there. That was kind of epic because I was saying nothing to see here, but I don't even have a microphone on my blank screen. All right. Well, that was fun. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let me get this out of my way. Align that one. Next thing there, and let's go ahead and continue looking through the comments. All right, let's see. Top failures to sell a phone that's the size of a brick, and that's what Android was 10 years ago. I'm less concerned about the size, about other functions. Hardware specs, I don't get as much into hardware specs. I did just watch there's a new tech channel out there called Rob Braxton Tech out of LA. I watched a couple of his videos today. He did some comparisons between the Pine phone and the Librem 5 phone specs. Check out that channel. He's got the new channel. He's got 5.5K subs. Go check him out. It is pretty good stuff so far. And I'm actually watching his one right now on lineage and Android privacy and stuff. So I'm curious to see what he has to say about that. But go check that one out. So he did some comparisons. He knows a lot more about the different phones. As long as my phone turns on, makes phone calls, does texts, I'm generally okay. I don't need anything more than that. Let's see. The way I wonder how the Pine phone's going to play out. Seems like it might be the one that finally do it. Yeah, except I can't find a lot of information on that one either, so I don't know. Very small popularity. If the Librem 5s get canceled, I hope Pure OS gets ported to the Pine phone. That'd be cool, yeah. Aishin, how's it going there? People are more excited for the Pine phone. Two reasons, mainly the price, and they actually deliver their products. Well, to be fair, Purism also does deliver some computers as well. So, they both do deliver products. I'm looking at the Pine phone. To me, looks like a whole lot more reasonable, although I've certainly put a lot more research into the Librem process than the Pine phone process. But we'll look at that. Hello, Babar. Greetings. Oh, man, I forgot to say pizza. It's a Country Fried Linux. I would feel sorry for those that wasted their money but chose to buy a prototype that's their crazy loss. That's really with the first batch of them. The Aspen batch really is a prototype. They don't even have the switch covers on them to toggle the switches on and off, which then they use that as an excuse for why they haven't shipped. Well, we wanted to ship a better product. And we'll get into information from their website here soon. Let's see. Yeah, I was looking at possibly doing the Farron OS RC2 today, but I did a Farron OS video just a few weeks back, so I didn't want to do that one again yet. But Farron, let me know when it's actually out, and I'll do another video when it's out. Since I looked at, is it the beta, I think? I didn't want to look at the RC and then look at it. So I'll look at it when the final release comes out, so let me know when that is. Hello, Adam Storm. How's it going there? Hello, Philip Flores. How's it going there? Immature gamer. Spam that many things like that, you might get your account banned. I was following some of that. What's that big 42 million subscriber YouTuber? I've watched some of his stuff about his guys that got banned for spamming out. He told them, "Hey, vote by spamming your emojis," and they did, and like half his channel got banned. All right, any chance this will be done in the next half hour? I do need to finish the stream up quickly, so I want to be done by like 1:30. So possibly, if it's not, then I'll have the edited version out later on this afternoon. KO2610, hello there. Immature Gamer, how's it going there? Something positively related to the topic. All right, copy link address. Let me have a look at that, see if that's worth throwing in there real quick. Oh, okay, that's on the Pine phone. Excellent. I'll throw that in the back. I haven't looked at it yet, but I'll throw that as the last article we covered today. Thanks for that, man. All right. I didn't get a chance to look at all that, so thanks, Farron. All right. It's like a train wreck, but worse, because if it was a train wreck, at least someone could do something about it. I don't know, maybe. She talked about Librem 5 on YouTube. Seriously. Yeah, well, that's what I do. I mean, you love me or you hate me, but the fact of the matter is I can't be shilled. I'm not a guy that's going to be shilled very easily. I mean, I guess everyone probably has their price, but, you know, I didn't have the CEO come and show me a phone personally and drive to my place. But, you know, and make a fluff video about it. But no, I'm joking with you. But yeah, there's some YouTubers that did occur with, and to get some positive publicity, and that was a legitimate form of marketing for sure. But there were some questions about some of that, so we'll have a look at that. Pine was not even announcing the Pine phone until it worked. Yep. Email from them, your estimated shipping date, Chestnut batch, December 3rd to December 31st. So you got an estimated shipping date. All right. Mark Plyer, yes. Mark, I don't know, whatever. Yes, that guy, Mark, whatever. I watched some of his videos on the YouTube stuff going on. What type of content does he make? I don't know. I did watch the other one that you guys mentioned. I did watch the video about the guy that does the McDonald's toys, the 90s McDonald's toys, and he showed us how to get around it because somebody said this on the stream, and I said that's not the correct. It was that was not correct, and I was wrong about that. Where gamers actually have a free pass. So the guy did a fun spoof video about how to get around the things, and so he played a game really loud, put himself in a little corner. And then he went ahead and did his McDonald's toy unboxing. It was very funny. It was, I gotta say, it was glorious. Pizza has an internet data limit. I hope that you set your YouTube viewing down to the lowest. Gonna download the beta for tonight. Yeah, there you go. Noon, getting ready to head to the store and get some stuff for the girl. Ooh, no homework once. That sounds good, man. Get me a steak, man. Cook up a steak for me. Gonna be on Big Daddy Linux tonight. All right, very cool. What about PureOS port to Pine phone? Too much, as Postmarket OS does have Purism phone DE. If I remember, if I can remember, does the Pine phone, I think, focuses on the KDE Plasma, which means, man, I'll like that. That'll be fun. All right, let's dive into our topic. Markiplier. Hey, I can actually read it better on the Hex chat. I can read the Hex chat better than Google's chat. So yes, that is it. And hello to the IRC people. RCA people? Does that brand still exist? It does. It does, actually. I was looking at possibly getting one of those crappy RCA tablets at Walmart. Maybe I'll do that today. If they're still $75, I think I might buy one just to play with it. All right. Well, let's go ahead. Tomorrow's headline: CEO comes to YouTuber's house and gets murdered by YouTubers. Review of his product. Oh boy. All right, let's go ahead and dive on into this topic here, shall we? Excuse me. Let me be gross. All right. Welcome back to Switch to Linux. Well, this is a topic that I've had a lot of requests to talk about. And since I'm a guy that's not easily to be shilled, I generally talk what the truth is. And I waited for a while because I was really hoping that this project pans out. And I hope it still does. This isn't a let's go lampoon this company and be done with them and all this. This is more of a calling them out. And while you say you're open about transparency, I'd like to see a little bit more of that. Ultimately, I can say this on the front end. Even if this perfectly worked, I wouldn't specifically be running out to buy one because I think the price tag, which is somewhere to the effect of, hold on, I have it pulled up over here, $700 for a phone, I think is insanely, ridiculously stupid. That is insane. Totally insane. I wouldn't buy any phone for that. The Pine phone to me looks more reasonable at an estimated 150-ish, but I have an article that was just given me at the end of this. We'll have a look through that and see what that looks like. But ultimately, a lot of people have sent me some articles. So once again, for the second, did I do that last Saturday? I forget. Second time in a week, I'm using a Tech Rights article, which I've read some of Tech Rights stuff, and I'm not completely sure I agree with it. But this here, he actually provides some interesting links, provides some insights that actually does match some of the other things that I've been hearing behind the hood. Of course, we were talking about the Librem 5 phone. And is this a possible failure to launch? And I hope it's not. I hope that this actually works. We need a good Linux phone. We need a phone with good hardware kill switches like this thing has. We need to have it a little bit more affordable. $700 is insane. In fact, I remember them when it first was announced. I remember there being even like a $500 option, which I thought was still a little too pricey. But, you know, Samsungs are getting away with thousands of dollars and iPhones are getting away with thousands of dollars. So, hey, let's come to the market with this, with an untested concept. And the concerns that I have here is that it looks as though there are a lot of problems under the hood. And I've known people who have worked for the company as well. And I'm not going to say anything here that they haven't really even told me anything that would be confidential information that's not publicly available. But the fact of the matter is, when I look at what's going on with the Librem 5 phone, I'm disappointed that it appears as though it's probably not going to launch. I hope it does. I really hope it does. I hope I'm completely wrong about this. But let's go ahead and have a look at a few articles. So I'm not reporting on any new thing. I didn't contact them for any comments or quotes, but this is more of a assembling a lot of information that is out there and available. And we're going to kind of focus on a few areas. We're going to have a brief look first at this Tech Rights article. And I've read some of their stuff, and I'm sort of put off by some of what they do, but let's go ahead and have a look at it anyway. So this is actually posted October 31st, 19. For the record, we were recording this on November 16th. So this is posted 16 days ago. So ultimately, what they're saying, as their headline says, Purism's problems boil down to trust and false promises. They seem to have an epidemic of people leaving the company. They seem to have an epidemic of people who are raising legitimate questions from inside the company, and instead of addressing it, they get fired instead. And this seems to happen a lot when we look into it. And what that ends up doing, of course, is it leaves a trail of broken bodies who talk to people. And none of those bodies have talked to me. I want to say up front as well. This is all information I've gathered from this. And I read this article a few days ago. Hopefully I remember a little bit about it. But ultimately, this is boiling down to the fact that they have already been behind, and then more behind, and then more behind. And it's actually nearing the end of their shipping schedule. Is this the one? No, that's... So their original shipping schedule, that's not it either. I pulled their shipping schedule up here somewhere. All right, it's linked from here. So shipping announcement, is this it? Okay, maybe I did have it pulled up. So September 24th to October 22nd is when the Aspen batch was supposed to ship. For the record, again, it is November 16th. There is no record of anybody actually having one of these. Now, there's a few videos that have popped up. The Linux Gamer, he rebranded his channel, TLG. He did a video with it, and it was all a super hype, positive video. Understand that the CEO came to his house. He got a chance to record the video, and then he took the phone with him and left. And he took that same phone and did that with the director, was it the the chairman of the board of the Purism, I think, as well, got the similar treatment. So apparently there's like 1 or 2 of these working phones. In fact, one of the articles references I have here says that there's 3 of these phones in existence. Maybe and hopefully there are more. But understand, when he did this and he did his video titled, "I got my phone," it's not "I got my phone," it's "I got my hands on a phone." But he had to hand it back at the end of his video. And even in that video, there were a lot of problems with the device. And that video is only about a month old at this point in time, which means that that video was recorded during this period of time when this first batch was supposed to ship out. The Birch batch, or the Batchy Birchies, supposed to ship out from October 29th to November 26th. We're going to look at some update notices. The Chestnut branch, I guess somebody in the chat here said they received a notice about December 3rd, December 31st. Is that still accurate? Because we have completely missed the Aspen batch. Nothing has been shipped. We are over halfway through the Birch batch, and nothing, to my knowledge, has been shipped. I'm not holding my breath for this. All right, so let's go back over here. Ultimately, these guys are looking at some of the issues. Now, let's go ahead and jump over to the other articles because I find these ones a little bit more compelling. So this one here this is from LinuxMan95 on Reddit, and this is posted to the Purism Reddit. And this is an article from 2 months back, so we're looking at September-ish. And September-ish, he writes, in his opinion, now, of course, he puts an edit up here that, yes, he really does want it to succeed. And I think I want it to succeed. He says, this is a shining the light where there are problems posed to help them improve. The same thing I'm doing in this video. I'm not trashing them and saying, I hope they burn and fail. I don't hope that. I hope this turns into something good. But what we're doing, and what a lot of people are doing, is asking legitimate questions that are being completely unanswered. So this guy here who's writing this post, and it's quite comprehensive. We're not going to, well, maybe we'll read his 5 points here. He actually works in hardware manufacturing for an Android manufacturer. Okay, so he works in this industry. He has to say, love the effort they're making. Hope this is where the mobile landscape is going. But he has a few concerns. All right, using an IoT CPU is not designed for phones. So this is apparently having something to do with the processor they're using is more of an IoT processor, not a phone processor. If I'm not mistaken, I think that the tech YouTuber I mentioned, Rob Braxman, I think he refuted that, saying that no, this is a phone CPU. So I don't know if this is correct, if it's using an IoT CPU or not, but it's worth at least bringing up and addressing. However, he does mention that the power draw and overheating issue is big, and this is actually in Purism's notes on the shipping update. We're going to see this. The phones are overheating. Remember, the overheating processor is what caused the Nexus 5X to fall into a boot loop. All right, heating for a phone processor is not a good thing. Of course, heating for any processor. Overheating a processor always reboots the computer. You guys should know that, right? When your computer reboots, you know you have a problem with your heatsink, your fan, or your thermal paste. First thing to look at if your computer just suddenly reboots, especially during a high processing time. All right, so this is a problem to see what they're doing. They're trying to make both software and hardware. Are they insane? Well, Apple does software and hardware, but Apple's a different beast. This is where the Pine phone is standing out. They're saying, hey, we're just doing the hardware, and we're going to open it up and let all you guys mess with it because you guys can probably do the software better than we can do the software. So here's the phone. Have fun at it. Have at it. Joy. Fun, you know. So you can easily get a nice looking GUI up and running, but there are many mobile parts: sleep, screensavers, alarm clocks, GPU, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, wake up, touch, background. Now, I want to comment on this because TechLore was actually an early, he actually wanted to get his hands on one of these as early as possible and was a very early backer. And I don't know if he was, Aspen, Birch, Chestnut branch, but he actually reported on his live stream. He does a live stream like either on the last day or the first day of the month every month. And he reported on his a couple months back that he was deeply concerned about the process because he said these are supposed to only be shipping in a month or two. I forget this was the September or October show. It was maybe it was August or September. And he said, these things are about to ship, but he says they finally just made a phone call. Finally, just making a phone call with a phone that's going to ship in 2 months is a little disconcerting, because finally just making a phone call means you got a ton of bugs to work out in your process. All right, so there's a lot that goes into this. Just look at what Canonical tried to do. They had over 100 people working on it at some point and spanning over the years, and they got really, really far, but still not complete. So and to my understanding too, Ubuntu Touch was just it was just a mod over the AOSP, the Android open source project. So it was still technically Android under the hood. I think. I could be wrong about that. All right. Our offices are always wearing watches, but they could never have something done like that without tens of millions that Canonical put into it. Canonical had a lot of resources and a lot of people to try and bring this to market. Okay, shipping development units to people that paid a full price device and not giving them a full device in the end just to hit the deadline is disrespectful to the backers, is what he says. And by the way, this is it's starting to look almost like a Ponzi scheme in a way, where it appears right now that the company's out of money, and the money that they make on the current pre-orders is being used to fulfill past orders. That's what it looks like. And nobody has yet refuted that, but the evidence is out there for it. They're just honest with the backers and not wrap into the marketing BS. Just say we cannot reach the deadline. Way too much on our hands. But we have these development devices we can ship to you now if you want one, but the finished product will need to be delayed. And that's okay. Send a development product and get it back for the real one. That'd be all right. To be clear on the current status of the hardware is, since there's no image of the phone running anything, we can only assume it's not anywhere near running. Since PCB to a working PCB is a long, hard road unless you got lots of money, testing, failing, testing, repeat, fail, repeat. And then you get PCB working. There will be many hardware bugs that need to be worked out. Trying to be Apple of open source is so early is a bad move. Don't wrap everything into a marketing package to people that love tinkering with their hardware. If you want to be the Apple of open source, you need to first build up the brand and then build up reputation, deliver hardware on time. And this is actually something that somebody did tell me, that over there at Purism, they're trying to be Apple. From how the company infrastructure works to everything, which is kind of disconcerting. And so there are some very legitimate concerns going on here. This is a guy, this is posted, and they're really not actually addressing a lot of the major issues going on, and that is certainly a concern. Now, the person who has a lot of information, and thank you to the person who sent me the articles from Jay Little. So Jay Little is, he does some tech writing and stuff, and I don't know much about him outside of what I read here, but I did read through all of his articles here, and they were very nice. They have a lot of information. He has a lot of links. They're definitely worth reading, and I will put them in the show notes here. And so what's going on here, he was an early backer, and when he didn't get he did not get his device on time. Of course, he's writing this article. Remember, this is nearing the end of the original print window. This is 10/23/19. He has still not heard anything about it. He reached out to him, never got anything. He did finally get his money back on the pre-order, so that was good. But he says in here that looking at the various issues that they have, they're, again, not on time. Let me just read through some of this. A lot of you probably don't know who Purism is. They're essentially a technology company that produces FOSS-compliant hardware powered by FOSS-compliant software. That, along with other relevant information, can be found here, and that is a link to Purism. Regular readers will know that he owns one of their laptops. This is why they do actually ship products. So I don't, they do ship products. This is not like, they're not a scammy company that's just grabbing a bunch of stuff and not ever shipping anything. They do ship products. It's just they got over their heads with their phones. Librem 15v3, and that's been pretty much been pleased with it over the last 2 years. Regulars also know that he backed the Librem 5 FOSS Linux-powered smartphone crowdfunding campaign a couple years ago. If you read the links, you know that at that some point in time, I was pretty enthusiastic about this company and their products. I'm typing this on a $2,000 laptop I purchased from 2 years ago, for crying out loud. So what went wrong? He says it all started in early September when they announced their plans for shipping Librem 5 phones to backers. And that is one of the things that I think I will be pulling up, having a look at a little bit. Prior to this post, I hadn't been paying much attention to the campaign outside of reading Purism blog posts whenever they happen to pop up on my radar. The reason for this is simple. In my opinion, this is a long-term project and it needed to get time to get ramped up. Purism's post seemed to indicate that we had finally reached that point. Given that, I decided it was time to finally start paying attention. A week later, Purism followed up by posting a shipping batch FAQ. Less than a week later, after I got an email asking which batch I wanted to be part of, I responded with Aspen, Birch, and Chestnut in that order. Finally, on September 24th, they made this post, which they claimed that their assembly line was operational and the phones were now being shipped to backers. So let's have a look at this post here. First, Librem 5 smartphones are shipping, is what they say, as of September 24th. To roll off the assembly line and ship to customers. Earlier this month, Purism announced an iterative, transparent shipping schedule for the highly anticipated Librem 5 security and privacy-focused smartphone. Today's shipment marks the beginning of that process with more Librem 5s to ship from. So, guys, if they shipped all these phones out in September 24th, why have we not seen any of these videos? You'd think we would have seen something about them. And we haven't. I've seen two. All right, this is a big moment, they said Todd Weaver, founder and CEO of Purism, not just for us as a company, but for everyone concerned about issues of privacy, security, and user freedom. By the way, somebody posted on Reddit 2 days ago, this big security and privacy thing is still using Google APIs for their store functions. I mean, I use Google Analytics on my website, people. Then I run Google Ads, unfortunately. And if I should look for better alternatives, though. I don't know. I'd like to eventually get rid of ads altogether, but hey, I do have bills to pay, so, you know. Not just for the company, but for everybody concerned. Librem 5 represents years of work building the software and hardware required to make the phone a reality. Everyone who pre-ordered Librem 5 smartphones will be receiving an email letting them know which shipping batch and what shipping date window they are scheduled for before we start to ship. You can find shipping batch announcement and the FAQ. So here we have, a picture of the phone here. And, some people say it looks bad. I don't think it looks big. I don't think it looks like a big brick. I would be happy with a phone that looks like that. I don't have a problem with that. So this was their original first post. All right, which they claimed is operational. Here you're asking, what's the problem? Well, not a single of its backers received an email asking which modem and or power adapter they wanted with their Librem 5, nor has any backer received a shipping notice or an actual phone. Now, while the Purism forum and Reddit, Purism can't claim a monopoly on people who have backed the project. At some point over the course of a month, you'd expect somebody outside Purism to proudly announce that they've received a phone, or publish a review, or create a video about it, and none of these has happened. Now, again, TLG had a video about it. The CEO showed up at his house, let him play with the phone, and then took the phone back with him. And that same thing appeared to happen on somebody else's post. And that's one of the things that he mentions in this, where, so this is actually what he says here. The next two phones, he actually talks here about, they have 3 of phones in existence. Well, I can't tell you for sure what happens. I can't say at this point in time, there appear to be only 3 or 4 operational Librem 5 phones in existence. Most of them can be seen in this post. Let's have a look at this post from Librem. So most of the phones can be seen in this post here. All right. In the wild. All right. Purism made on October 16th. This is the very first one, belongs to the chairman of the board, director of Purism. That's the one that doesn't have the nice black chassis. And notably, the only phone you'll see in the photos of the assembly line. As far as anybody can tell, it's the only model like it currently in existence. This is despite the fact Purism claimed to be shipping models to customers for a full week and a half before the chassis was upgraded to the much nicer looking one. The next 2 phones both have newer chassis, and at least one of them is still being in the possession of Todd Weaver, the CEO of Purism. We know this because he showed up at Gardner Bryant's place, that's a Linux gamer, in Maine, showed him these devices, answered a fair number of questions, and even let Garner film as he disassembled and reassembled one of the phones. This resulted in a series of videos, all of which you can watch in order if you'd like by clicking on the links. And these, I believe, are all videos to his links. Fun fact, despite the fact that Gardner was an early backer of the Librem 5, Todd did not allow him to keep a phone and took both devices with him when he left. The last phone appears to be currently in the possession of Brian Lunduke. He is a notable Linux internet personality, and his fame is mostly derived from being one of the founders of Jupiter Broadcasting and his hilarious and endearing series of Linux Sucks, which I'm sure we have all seen and love to this day. Lunduke is currently serving as the marketing director at Purism, which appears to be putting him into a very awkward position as he cannot champion the best interests of the community while also fulfilling his role at Purism. So this is what Jay Little is writing. Once Lunduke received his phone October 11th, he began to tease out images of it running various pieces of Linux software, though quite notably, he has yet to produce a single video of the device. It's worth noting that some skeptics in the community have theorized that Linux Phone is actually one of the phones that Todd was carrying when he visited Gardner. While there isn't much evidence that tells us whether or not this is the case, it is probably notable that Lunduke didn't receive his phone until after Todd's visit on October 10th was concluded. So why hasn't he made a video? It's hard to know for sure. I have no problem speculating here. To put it bluntly, there are a few things we've never actually seen on the phone or its dev kit predecessor do successfully. The lack of basic functionality makes it very difficult to make a video about a phone. So he goes on here, and there's a lot of information, most of it just linking back to Purism's website, which is certainly an interesting thing. He did a follow-up article. I think these were just a couple days apart. The first one, I think, was the 23rd of October. He did one 25th of October, and a last one was the 25th of October. So he was busy that day, I guess. 6 in the morning, my lands, boy, you should be sleeping. But anyway, this one actually, he had some inside information from an ex-employee of Purism, and there's a lot of them because apparently every time somebody raises legitimate questions at Purism, they simply get fired. And I've heard that from a few different sources at this point. So before we continue, I want to make it clear right now, he has not verified all of the claims. So these are the claims that are being made. He has not verified all the claims, but he actually took these claims and posted them in a Reddit thread that have yet to be answered. He posted them on Purism's forum posts, which have yet to be answered. So sometime April 19th, several employees decided to confront Todd about the manner in which he was handling Librem 1 launch and expected around revenue performance. He responded by terminating them. I've actually known people in that group. I don't think it's that group. I think it's a later group. I don't remember. Despite Purism's statement that they plan on producing as many as 50,000 Librem 5 units by early 2020, the truth is they have less than 10,000 backers. Purism has long since spent all of the initial crowdfunding income, and it's depending on new Librem 5 pre-orders for most of their revenue. That's why I made the Ponzi-like reference. Note, though, a Ponzi scheme specifically deals with financial and stuff. Although I don't know, maybe you could make an argument from products as well. There are true tests with multi-level marketings to make sure they're not Ponzi and making sure that they comply with business law and regulation. That's interesting to think about. Purism's current strategy regarding Librem 5 is to raise money in the form of pre-orders by generating marketing hype, which encourages more pre-orders. While a large portion of the Librem 5 hardware design was done in-house, the actual testing and production has been outsourced to a firm in China. A large portion of the work has never been completed once Purism ran out of money and thus was unable to keep paying them. As a result, they ended up throwing together a few prototypes, boards locally, at least some of which were used to create the Aspen batch Librem 5 units. Librem 5 has not been FCC certified, and Purism has made no attempt to start that process. I do not imagine that's a fast process. This is the easiest thing on this. All Purism has to do, and this was posted on Purism's forum and on Purism's Reddit thread, asking this question. Purism has to do one simple thing. Give us the information, because this is a public database. This is the easiest thing in the world to confirm. They can say, oh, that's incorrect. We are FCC certified. Here is our batch number. Here is our compliance number. You can go right to the FCC has a publicly searchable database. You can put in the information and do. I went to that database. I tried to find it by looking for Purism, for Librem 5, for anything I could think of. I was not able to find anything. But I also was not able to find anything from their computers, which need to be FCC compliant, I think, because of the Wi-Fi cards. So I just don't have the information needed to verify this. But this is the easiest thing in the world to verify. Just Make a public post. Some of you have said this is not FCC certified. This is incorrect. Here's the certification notice. Here's the license. This is all public information. And it's required, by the way. If they're going to be selling this phone in the United States, this has to be FCC certified. Is it done or not? Current Aspen batch Librem 5 units have not been thermally tested and haven't been through any real quality control. There are a lot of great people working at Purism who are not aware of any of these issues. Todd has structured the company in such a way that employees can be segregated and isolated. In addition, most of the workforce is remote, so this makes very easy to keep people out of the loop. So here's what we can verify. Is it the first three I think he can verify? Yeah, so the first three items he has verified from publicly available information. One of the involved employees was actually laid off while they were at Linux Fest Northwest, and Jupiter Broadcast reported on it. Librem 1 discussion starts 5 minutes, 58-second delay, so you can actually go here, and he gives you the exact timestamps. Also verified by Zealand, I don't know, this guy as part of his interview on Foronix. We can't, however, prove why they were laid off using publicly accessible information. We know they're not there. We don't know why. We have no public way of verifying the number of current pre-orders of Librem 5. The last Wayback Machine capture of the crowdfunding page before it was transitioned to a normal product page on Purism Store can be found here. According to that archive page, as of September 24th, 2018, number of Librem 5 pre-orders was 3,929. If all that adds up to the bulk order counts appropriately. So that refutes, they plan on producing over 50,000 units by early 2020, and they only have less than 4,000 backers. I'm not sure we're going to land on that page. 3, initial crowdfunding. All right, well, there's no foolproof way to publicly verify this. Purism has started relying quite heavily on obtaining funding from Kickfurther. If you want full history of their activities, you'll have to create an account. He goes through there. 4th, revenue math from number 3, even remotely accurate. It's safe to conclude that Purism is currently relying on Librem 5 pre-orders to keep the company afloat. No way to verify this. Number 5, there's no known public information used for this claim. Number 5, what is that one? Okay, so that was regarding ones in Texas. Purism's own posts can be used to confirm Librem 5 won't be fully FCC certified until Evergreen. We can also confirm that the process hasn't started. Thanks for helpful tips on this guy, which is kind of a big deal. This one, supply and demand. So you can kind of see what's going on. Let's go ahead. He does have another article there. So here is actually the current last one, funds raised, funding goal. So they did raise their goal amounts. All right, let's go ahead and there's one more article. We're not going to flip through that one. Let's go ahead and have a look at the supplying the demand. So this is from October 23rd. Mind you that this is way after the window of shipping. Where were those shipping numbers at? All right. So the first round of shipping was supposed to be completed October 22nd. This is the day after this. Thanks for all the continued support. Remarkable demand. We shared earlier, we are iterating through the shipping batches. The process of doing so, the increment towards more mass production, and they share the story publicly. As a result, these earlier batches are limited in quantity. We move towards mass production. Publicly releasing iterated hardware at this level of transparency is extremely uncommon, but we do everything we can. We're forming a social purpose corporation, opening all of our software, and having PureOS be Free Software Foundation endorsed, securing lower layers of computing, manufacturing, etc. So demand for early batches. So this is just looking at what they're shipping. Batch updates. Aspen has 3 known issues. Thermal throttling. Second is unoptimal antenna routing. So it'll overprocess and it won't connect your data correctly. Not good things for a phone. Third is CPU placement for thermal dissipation. Once again, thermal issues. The Birch batch, 2 known issues, thermal throttling and CPU placement for thermal dissipation. Again, thermal throttling is solved by additional kernel development. Librem 5 Birch device is expected to ship before November 26th. However, due to delay in the beginning of shipping window, October 29th, we've now moved to November 15th. That was yesterday. Anybody out there in the Birch thing, get your emails. Chestnut has 1 known issue, CPU placement for thermal dissipation. There's no currently expected delays in delivery before September 31st. Already board design en route. So there's some things on there. And Evergreen is our mass production batch. No expected delays in delivery. So that's what they are saying. Where is their Evergreen batch at? So their Evergreen batch says Q2 2020. So, and this is where they're doing the certifications for FCC. So there's a lot to be done, a lot to be said. There was this one here. So here's an update on the shipping schedule done October 1st. This is the video walkthrough. This is the guy that got a chance to look at the phone and didn't get to keep it. There's some discussion. Brian answered a few general questions, and then you'll notice that October 10th, this is an Librem 5 shipping schedule update, has not been active at all since October 10th. And phones apparently are not shipping. Here's, of course, your product page, $700 for the phone. You can add it to the cart and get it. You can see the information there. We've already looked at the shipping schedule. This is a September 22nd batch FAQ, which will basically have some information. Some of these things are not complete. Shipping announcement. That's an old shipping announcement. Let's not go there. All right. So what are your other options? Well, the Pine phone looks like it's going to be a little bit more. It's definitely not nearly as good spec'd as a device, but it should actually be a good device overall. Some people are saying, hey, it's probably a little bit more of a developer's tinkering device, but it's you know what it has going for it. It's cheap. It has no notch, and it has a headphone jack. I'm a customer, and it doesn't cost me, a month's rent. I'm a customer. So this article was just sent to me before we started the stream. And so I want to go ahead and have a look at this guy here and see what this is looking at. So Pine Phone Affordable Linux phone created by Pine 64, makers of the Pinebook Pro laptop and Pine 64 single board computers. The specs, price, and design all tailored towards keeping it super low $149 price point. Pitch is a cheap alternative to Android and iOS devices. Pine Phone is built for Linux enthusiasts and developers who will appreciate its privacy-minded open source software and its hardware kill switches. So I guess this also has hardware kill switches. Let's have a look. So we have 864 processor. It's a quad-core 1.2 gigahertz. This compares to the Librem 5 is it's either 1.5 or 1.6 gigahertz quad core, but it also has an appendage one as well. This has a replaceable battery, Samsung J7 battery, 3000 milliamp hour, 2 gig and 16 gig, 2 gig RAM, 16 gig storage. That's fairly low for a smartphone these days, but it does a job for someone like me. It probably is not good for a typical, just a typical person who uses their phone for every photo that they take. My understanding is the camera is not particularly all that good anyway. 2 megapixel, 5 megapixel, not particularly nice. But hey, for a budget phone, not too bad. I'd use it. Data charging, video out, USB Type-C. So be available to buy early 2020 as a fully finished phone preloaded with an operating system. Pine phone costs $149, excluding shipping and applicable taxes. So you can get more information. Being assembled and built in China, it will ship from China to almost any country in the world. Unlikely for now that there will be resellers in the middle. So, for example, you won't be able to buy a Pine phone in the United States, but you'll be able to buy it from other countries and, I guess, ship it to you. So here's a comparison between the Librem 5 and the Pine phone. You can kind of see they both have kill switches for wireless, cellular camera, speaker, and microphone, which is all awesome stuff. Looks like the Librem 5 is a little bit bigger battery, but with the massive boost in processor power and stuff, my guess is the battery is going to last longer than the Pine phone. So those are kind of my thoughts. All the different things I've seen, all the different things I've heard. I hope this thing launches. This is not to bash them. This is to say there are some serious concerns with the Librem 5 phone. Concerns that need addressed. And so hopefully people reach out. You don't necessarily need to reach out to me. You can if you want. I will be glad to do an update video. I'd be glad to do an interview with one of you guys. If somebody wants to reach out and refute the whole video, I will give you airtime on my channel to do that. So, but I have concerns. I have concerns obviously over the price. That wouldn't cause me to not endorse a phone, but it would cause me to not buy one, at least right away. And but I do have concerns about all of the other things that I'm seeing. So those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below. Whoa, I almost stopped the streaming. We don't want to stop the streaming yet. We want to hang out and talk to comments. And I do have a ton of comments probably came through, so I may not be able to get to everything. Let me have a quick look over on the IRC chat first, because that's usually a little bit quicker to clear. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, let's see. Shame we use Librem 1 suite all the time. I'd love Librem 1, could afford it, but does Librem 1 come with a VPN? I don't know. Matrix chat client, Mastodon account. Okay, so it does come with a VPN, encrypted email, Matrix chat account. Okay. Private internet access servers. Librem chat is basically right I am without the trackers. All right. Let's see. Watching Purism 5. Failure to launch on SensorTube. SensorTube. All right. I'll have to look at SensorTube. See what that is. Okay. YouTube chat and IRC. All right. Haven't seen me for a long time because YouTube banned you. Oh, well, welcome back. I'm glad you can watch it on other sources. YouTube won't say why. It's because they're bots. Yeah. TOS violations. What TOS violation? TOS violation. It's kind of like if you watch what's going on with Matt Christensen right now. It's kind of funny. You said a credible threat to who? We're not telling you. Where? We're not telling you. Did you call the police? We're not telling you. What? Let's see. All right, let's go and jump on over to the YouTube chat. Didn't see a lot of there going on, so I'll probably just kind of scan through it and read what's relevant there. Going to be on Big Daddy Linux tonight. All right. Okay, let's see. PinePhone has a bunch of OS and DE support for it. Come on, kitty. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right, if you sit down there and just keep pawing at my leg, you're going to drive me crazy. But you can come up here and sit up on the desk with me. There you go. Houston, we have cat. Where's my cat? There we are. There we go. We got cat. Cat and comments. All right. Instead, Plasma like mobile. Hello, Penguin Revolution. I'm doing well. How are you? Mark Plyer makes gaming videos. Okay. Very currently different to Plasma overall UX, UI. Yeah. Purism should ask Ubuntu about phone advice. Yeah. Download the beta at the library because of data limits. Yeah. PinePhone doesn't focus on any OS yet. They're going to ship with whatever OS works best. Yep. Black Friday, you can get a Pixel 4 for $599. Wow, that's expensive. It's insane. I think I'm becoming an old boomer. I should get myself a little thing here. Boomer alert, because I think $500 for a little phone is expensive. An old guy in my 70s, so I don't have a clue what you guys are talking about. Knowledge keeps going. Derek Graham, hello there. Did you get my link to the article about Dexcom, GCM, diabetes? I did. I did not get a chance to read it yet because is it on CBC? Whatever news channel it's on does not allow me to view it on Tor. So I'll have to look at it when I actually am pulling together news on for next week on the actual computer. So, did you miss? You missed the whole thing, man. I don't know. It looks like you probably got here just as we started. Overheating anything is bad. That's right. Mention for Purism about missing resistor for USB. Found that concerning. Eek. Laptop turns itself off if it's overheating. Had that problem a couple months ago. Yeah. Eating a couple burgers. My wife just made. Oh man, give me a burger. That sounds good. I think our KFC is. I've heard our KFC in town is opening today. If that's the case, I'm not going to get KFC today. I am going to get KFC tomorrow, though, if it's open. If not, I'll just go buy me a salmon patty or something. Use an existing generic Chinese phone that's already mass-produced, stick secure, open source firmware in it, and open source the system. Sell it for $50. Good job. There you go. Yeah. For some code regarding processor at source. Purism is not Ubuntu, let us alone Samsung, Apple, LG, or Motorola. Yep. Wouldn't be surprised if CEO pulls off a Bernie Madoff. Well, he did Madoff with a lot of money. All right. I think elementary OS would be great on the phone. I'm not sure. I don't know. Librem 5 going to have a prototype? Yeah. Librem 5 is going to have a prototype GNOME-like shell called Foch. It's command line to up. What's the command to update the Linux haters on CLI? Sudo apt update Linux haters. Oh, Linux headers. Isn't it? Oh, I don't remember. I want to say off the top. You should be able to find it pretty easy online. Autocorrect mess up. Saudi app get update held them back. The Saudis prevented apps from upgrading? What? I knew those Saudis were interfering with Twitter. They're interfering with your app as well. What's going on? Processing triggers for Linux haters. What's not got failure to launch? I was expected to see a Linux phone. Well, I think you were here early enough to look at all the stuff. Duke got a video up on who will buy Canonical and OpenSUSE. I did see that one, yes. More excited about PinePhone or putting UB ports touch on an old one? So tomorrow I'm doing, I processed my video on putting twerp on a Nexus 5. So if you're interested in modding phones, my video tomorrow is going to be doing that. And then sometime maybe this week I'll release, probably Tuesday or something. No, I don't know. Someday this week I'll release the one installing Lineage on it as well. Yeah, they do have poor Brian in a weird position. When every product Pine is offering. Yeah, you know, Pine is doing some pretty neat offerings right now. 100% going to buy a Pine watch due to how cheap it is. Yeah. Pine will succeed because built by the community for the community. They aren't trying to be the next Apple. Does anyone see Purism TV ad? I did not see the Purism TV ad. Let's see if I can find the Purism TV ad. Can somebody find that and link it to me? I'd like to see that, but can't find it. All right. Yeah, they don't have the resources to be Apple. Everything Linduke is involved with fails. I don't know. I don't know. I think he's done some. I don't know. Evidence on that one? Sounds like this company took people's money and ran with it. With so many streamlined processing and manufacturing, something should be in a lot of people's hands by now. Yeah. Yeah. They did that thing where they threw me at the bottom of the comments again. No, I remember that one. Dude. Unless I got that one a couple times. I had my place marked, and then YouTube did that thing where it threw the comments down at the bottom, and I don't know where I'm at anymore. Okay, I read that part already. I'm right around here, I think. Okay. Nothing on Kickstarter has succeeded at this point. Yeah, I don't know. I finally got a live stream. Hello, Aaron. Well, thanks for coming along, man. Like crypto ICO offering, yeah. Problem is the CEO, he runs the companies like a dictator. Yeah, like I said, trying to be like Steve Jobs. If I get my phone next month and it's awesome, I will let you know. Well, thank you, Joe. Definitely keep me up to date. Yeah, I think the Librem 5 is too expensive. PinePhone's more affordable. Does it have the best hardware specs? No. Will it run Linux? Yeah, it'll run Linux. It has hardware kill switches. It's affordable and no notch, and a headphone jack. Has a headphone jack, has no notch. I'm happy about that. Email you sent last night. Which one did you send me last night? I don't know. At least he chose to show up. You had to get the kitty the last time. Yeah, I know. All right. Hello, Peter Green. What's up, Kitty? Kitty's hungry. I ran out of cat food yesterday, so I need to go get cat food as soon as the stream's done. Okay, Boomer's a meme now. That's right. Has Librem 5 gotten FC certification yet? Apparently it has not. Purism died to me when they tried to change the nearly $700 for a tad better hardware than the Pine phone. Yep. Maybe Purism shouldn't have let the Chinese manufacturer leave the Bitcoin miner in the firmware. The Pocket chip took off. Sadly, they went bankrupt. Yeah, guides on how to add phone functionality to the device. All right. Well, interesting. Okay. Exchange rate. Interesting idea that to run on a blockchain check. YouTube equals sensor tube. All right. Hello, GNU Ninja. Greetings. All right. Managed to get IRC during a live stream. Yep. Can see mass exodus from YouTube to BitChute on December 10th. I don't know. I went over and tried to watch some stuff on BitChute. It was hard. It was really hard. It was just, it's completely massively disorganized. Maybe I just need to get used to it. I think I need to get over there and get used to it. Realize that their main homepage literally just completely unfiltered, completely uncatered. Here's the latest uploads. Pretty cool. You sub to it, you go to the sub channel, it'll give you the latest from just people you're subbing to. So maybe it is better. Maybe it's not going to be as easy to find content stuff you're looking for. I don't know. I need to play with it more, I think. On a phone that randomly takes my blood sugar levels whenever I'm holding it, makes it really hurt, and the accuracy is at 5%. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Well, let's go ahead and feed the kitty, and then we will wrap up here, because we're about out of comments, and I'm about out of time. Oh, boy, kitty. Kitty's like a hungry kitty, because I need to go get kitty food. Hey, no. Come here. He about knocked a monitor off the desk. No knocking monitors off the table, kitty. You are going to get fed. You're going to get your kitty treats. And I'll give you extra ones today because I've neglected to get you kitty food this week. So I'll get you kitty food today. There you go. He polished off the last bit last night. It's not like he hasn't eaten in a while. He just polished off the last bit yesterday. He was looking for his breakfast this morning, and it just wasn't there. Hey, over here. Yeah, you're getting a couple extra. All right, I'll give you one more. Because I forgot to get you your kitty food. No, that's it. You are mooning everybody, kitty cat. They don't want to see that side of you. They want to see the cute side of you. They want to see the cute side of you, not the ugly side of you. The input side, not the output side. Yes. We want to see the input, not the output. All right. This one's name is CJ. The other one's name is TJ. You will barely ever see TJ. She is as rare as Bigfoot around here. TJ does not mind the camera. CJ absolutely hates it. Or CJ likes the camera. TJ absolutely hates it. So, all hail the Desk Panther. That's right. All hail the Desk Panther. All right. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and jump off here. Thanks for coming along, everybody. And we will catch you guys next time. What OS is the cat running? No, the cat runs Puppy Linux.